Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to take a look at some more soul rate fights from Dawn of Apocalypse. Those are going to be from my main account, so we have a lot of resources at our disposal, but at the same time, since it's Dawn of Apocalypse, everything is gonna be heavily toned down because we don't get any splitting of the passive stats of the artifacts. Now for the first team we have Raven plus Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is gonna have the Beta Club. You've seen this team a million times, you know it can one-shot anything, but can it do it without the passive stats of the artifacts? Well, normally yes, but since my Mr. Freeze is just 3 stars, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. Managed to freeze her there, special 1. Also, I'm not sure if she's immune or not to freeze. I think there might be a chance she is. Actually not. She's getting frozen quite reliably, so I don't think she is. But yeah, we're getting 36 mil dot values. That was quite high value, but we're also running out of time and she's not even at half health. 36 again, Raven in there. Special 2. The star rating also sucks in terms of breaking the freeze because other than damage, and you get a huge damage boost with the higher star rating for the passive, you also get more hits before you break the freeze. So there's a lot of situations where I could have tagged in Raven in order to reset darkness and not break the freeze. But yeah, that's enough to do 1.3 billion even without passive stats. Now there we go, a very rare sight on the main account. We're actually using the full Batman Ninja team and we don't use Beta Club, boy oh boy. And look, the thing is, there's also the discussion of, oh, I have Batman Ninja Catwoman and I have Beta Club and I have Firebox, both of them at max level, what should I use? Most likely Beta Club, but it's not gonna be too much of a difference between them, so it's whatever for the most part. So I just want to use Firebox and see how it goes. The damage on the third special is definitely not too bad, but you could get far higher amounts with the Dark Metal cards. The damage on the swipe is definitely nice, because we get that boosted, but does not in any way, shape or form equal having crits on every single hit, sadly. So yeah, on the other two characters, no artifacts or whatever was left on them because we're not gonna use them in the fight and they don't inflict the gameplay at all by having whatever artifacts on. A pretty straightforward fight. Also, this character is easily combo interruptible, so nothing to stop us there in that regard. Special 2 in there, doing combo, a second combo into a third special. There we go. Engage the combo again. Our third special. And honestly, now that I think about it, with Dark Metal cards we would get far higher damage on swipes than with Firebox and other soul rates as well. Even though the swiping is all the damage part that there is to it. 227, not terrible, but not great. And we have the Joker League of Anarchy team. In Dawn of Apocalypse there's a ton of fights that have hazardous for some reason, which means they're going to be immune to stun and freeze. So the Harley Quinn is not gonna have a great time, so we're using here the Last of Joker team. And on top of everything else, we're also going to have Nora Snow Globe on Classic Wonder Woman. Now, we let her die, and I could have put another Nora Snow Globe on EPI, but it would have taken just too long. Also, excuse me, I think somebody sounded at the door, but since I'm not expecting anybody, they'll have to wait. Bro, like, there's some bullshit in this area because we got a new apartment building built quite near me, like 2 streets away, and they didn't give the apartment buildings new names, so I a lot of times get deliveries that are not meant for my apartment and are meant for the people on the new apartment building, and I'm like, oh boy, that's kind of retarded. But yeah, back to this fight. It would have taken too much time to also get EPI killed 2 times as well, so we're just gonna run one Nora Snow Globe setup, and we have Dark Metal cards on her, so we just tag her in from time to time, so that she triggers the guaranteed crits area. Here at the end I don't think it's really worth to do that, so we're just not gonna do it. Engage the combo, combo interrupt again, combo interrupt again. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Not amazing damage, you could do so much more with this team, but that's as far as my League of Anarchy went. Now this team actually is one of the teams that does not care about artifact bonuses not splitting. This team thrives in Dawn of Apocalypse as well as it thrives in every other single soul rate. We have Nora Snow Globe at level 5 on Deathstroke, and we have a Sword of Salvation on Ben Collapse at level 9 in order to power steal, and also trust us to even further power steal. This man is combo interruptible, so it means we're going to be able to get our percentage damage out of the way with Batman who laughs in the first transformation. So we don't need to transform a second time. There we go, that's done. Now Deathstroke in there, and we're just gonna spam special 2 until he's got super move, and he will use super move and we will get a clone in there. Also with Deathstroke I removed all the gears that had any defensive benefits, and there we go, he dived to a 12k super move. That's quite a stretch. Like if I had one more gear he wouldn't have died to super move. Bro, how can you do only 12k with the super move? This is like heroic 7. Like, my dudes, up your game on the tier 1 bosses in terms of damage, because this thing is kind of boring in terms of tier 1 and tier 2 as far as their damage potential goes. Yeah, I messed up a bit there, but that's fine. Actually, he needs to get damage anyway. Now, the second clone gets in there, special 2. We still need to push him to the corner. There we go, another special 2. Come on, shot again, another special 2. And looking at the amount of health left on this man, this is one of the better Deathstroke Battle team's fights I did, so definitely went well. Now with this team yet again suffers a ton from the no artifact splits. But at the same time, last time I tried it, it was in a fight where I couldn't combo interrupt. It was against Lord Joker. I'm grateful I even survived with that fight. But if you can't combo interrupt, you will severely reduce your damage. Mostly because you're just getting less hits in there and you're going to stack less fast the lethal attack damage on Grodd. So we're going to try and see if we can get a better outcome out of this, if we can actually combo interrupt in that fight specifically. And yeah, we have level 9 beta club on my boy Grodd, and I think we had sort of Sin on Brainiac in order to just not have to worry about him generating power while we stack our own stacks. Eventually it's gonna get a super move, that's okay, we can tank it with Grodd. I did, boy, 3-digit super move, I've never seen that one. Actually, I haven't seen that one in a while at the very least. That's kinda cringe, bro. But yeah, this did decent. Better than I was expecting it to do, it had plenty of time left, but definitely nowhere close to the 2 billion benchmark that they can do in our soul rates. Now, talking of benchmarks, this fight will be yet again pretty straightforward, other than the fact that I should have done super move a little bit earlier, but that's not gonna affect the damage by that much. But other than that, this is gonna be a pretty straightforward fight, and it's gonna be a good benchmark in terms of how much we can do with the League of Anarchy. Oh, something that I also forgot, since the artifact bonuses don't split, I could have just put Sword of Salvation on EPI and generated power for the super move faster at the start of the fight. So yeah, considering those two things, you can like add up 50 mil at the end of the fight to the total damage possible. I think we could have done like 50 mil more if I played that properly. If even that, maybe most likely less, maybe like 10 to 20 mil to be more realistic. But yeah, we got in the corner, we have Dark Metal cards on Predator Batman to guarantee our crits, and Firebucks on Harley to give us the attack bonus and also to give us more damage on the swipe attacks. And the swipe attacks are definitely going to be quite a decent amount of damage, but other than that, the damage on the arc hits is not gonna be that great. Like, we're doing damages on swipes equivalent to the ones we were doing on the normal hits in our soul rates. Like, it kinda sucks ass, not gonna lie, and I really miss Dark Metal cards on Harley. That artifact is just made for her, and this sword is forcing me to not use it on her. 440, yeah, most likely we could have gotten maybe to 480 to 600k, but that's gonna be it. Now for this one, this was actually the first fight I played after finishing Heroic 7, and I had just one team left, and I was like, okay, let's use my boy Darkseid. We haven't used him as a damage dealer in a while, and the first place where I started to use him actively as a damage dealer was in Dawn of Apocalypse, so it was a good place to bring back memories and stuff. And now we got a new tool at our disposal, which is the Nora Snow Globe. By using Nora Snow Globe, we're going to be able to have a few more stacks for the Darkseid's passive. Darkseid's passive is going to allow him to get a percentage of the attack of the targets that die. So it's not gonna be a huge amount, but it's definitely gonna be something. We get Flash in there. I think this would work so much better in higher tiers because we waste a lot of time for the clones to die. We waste the longest time for them to die. But yeah, finally, peak performance Darkseid with literally only 1 minute left on the clock. And as a reference, our damage on swipe attacks at the very least, because that's the easiest thing to track after getting all the clones of Flash killed, has been increased by like 40k. So it's not that great, but it's something. It's something. Building some combo, doing the infinite combo. Darkseid's got the most smooth infinite combo with the Firebox out of all the infinite combos in the entire game, I would say. But yeah, that's about it for this one, and it did a poop amount of damage, 87 if I cut that too early. Sorry for that, by the way, and you didn't see it, it was 87 mil. Now, as a reference, this team used to be the second best team in the game, arguably the third best team in the game if you were fighting a 2 billion health fight with Kyunfla and Sakomen back when Dawn of Apocalypse was released. Because on the first place we had the Harley Queen League of Anarchy team, and then close behind the Manta team, and Kyunfla and Sakomen occasionally outshining them both when there was a lot of percentage health damage to deal. And we're going to see how this team does nowadays. Though keep in mind, I still, 2 years later, don't have the peak performance potential for this team, because you would need a 6-star Manta at the very least, if not 7 stars, though back then was no 7 stars. And yeah, we do have the level 10 Firebox, but I'm missing 1-star rating on Manta. That's my point, and it matters a lot because it's another level to the passive that I don't have. Also inflict some burning effect to see if there's any change to vibe check for defense, but there was not that much. Or not at all, actually. We're just gonna combo in chapter until the end of the fight. And that's gonna be it for the most part of this video. This will be like 200 something mil, which is yet again not great at all, but it's something, and it just proves how dumpster fire Darkseid is. Like, Manta literally has the exact same setup as Darkseid here. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, disliked if you disliked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, and subscribe, by the way.
This is the future.